unfortunately. So let's continue with our today's topics, since unfortunately other guests seem to have some problems with the internet, but it's fine. So we wanted today. Um, so we wanted today to discuss a topic of building a creative society. And I know that you have very interesting professions as well, and you have a lot of experience in your life. So let's get into some details and discuss which actions we can do together to make real changes in ourselves, in our local communities, in our families, and in society in a global perspective. So I wanted to ask you then, since you are an architect, as far as I know, right?
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, yes. You are an architect, right?
Yes.
So from your professional background, from your work and life experience, what can be improved in your sphere in architecture, like in terms of I know human relations, maybe some quality of work, so that it can be according to creative society standards, if we can say so.
Okay. Based on architecture, I will talk maybe based around in Nigeria to be precise, since this is where I practice. So I think the number one thing we need to do as individuals in order to enhance the creative society is we'll first check our environments first. Because right now, we don't really have a lot of trees anymore because everybody's cutting them down to build. So now in architecture, we have sustainability, which is sustainable development. And this hasn't been adopted in Nigeria yet. And that is the part where I want to go into more, so that now, and when I say sustainability, sustainable architecture, this is where you don't waste anything. The house is being built on the natural resources that we have. So you don't need to bring in anything that is going to destroy the environment more. So if you check well here, they use a lot of ACs in houses, and that alone is destroying the environment. And then here we don't really have other alternatives on how to handle this. So when I say sustainable design, is in a way like where you use your waste product, like the water you flush from the toilet, the water you use from the sink, you recycle this water and then take it back in again as clean water. When we do that, we avoid wastage and we avoid pollution. And also even electricity. Yes, people have adopted the use of photovoltaic panels in Nigeria now, which people popularly call them solar panels. So now you can also use these waste products, most especially from the toilet, that is feces and all, to generate electricity as well. So these are some of the things I really want to go into deeper, so that people in Nigeria can adopt that into the built environment, so that we can have a safe and healthy environment living. Not the same old ways of building houses, just build, mount AC, build, throw away your water, build, let's not waste, let's bring those resources together and make it sustainable. So that is where I'm headed to. And if we do that, if we plant, if everybody can plant a tree, trust me, we can save the environment and even architecture itself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing answer there, Dan. Thank you. Sajai, sorry. Dan, that was very good. Let me go to Anas.
Thank you.
Well, 1 minute. Can I have some more questions, because what Dan was saying, it's very interesting, and I think also it's very important in today's conditions. And overall, even being a kid, I always had this thoughts in my head, that these plastic bags and a lot of things that we are doing and using in the society, we are doing it somehow irrational, with a lot of waste, with a lot of things that they're not being again reuse, or utilize properly. So this is a very nice topic that you touched, and also the topic of using alternative energies. Also, I think in every stream I keep repeating that we are so proud that today we have such a good technologies, iPhones, iPads, such developed computers, flat screens, but for some reason we are not using resources wisely. So the topic that you touched, this is very nice, and I think scientists should work together on this topic. Scientists, architects, like that's why we're discussing this topic today, so that try to unite professionals from different spheres to sit together at one table and discuss, instead of just complaining about society or something, but work together on something. And one more question I wanted to ask you then. What do you think, which technologies and how technologies in the future will shape our society to make it more sustainable and make it more creative? Can you give us maybe some examples or your vision, how you want it to be?
Okay, when you say technology now, I'll go back to ICT in general, that is internet and everything. So yes, COVID happened, and now with COVID, we've seen what technology can do in the environment. Because without technology, we will not even be here having meetings where you are in Dubai, Mr. Kalu is somewhere in Nigeria, I'm over here in Nigeria, another location, but are all gathered on the same platform, talking about the same thing at the same time. So I think when it comes to technology, we have to give it to the IT community first, because they were able to bring up this whole idea where we all come together on one platform and speak. So the internet has changed the world. So we'll start from there. The internet has changed the world because it's through this internet that we're able to interact with every other person. Because if you are here and somebody is over there, when you have the internet and you're connected, you can speak. And also when it comes to my own career now, the technologies that I can put in are those building technologies. We have the building information systems and a lot of other technologies. So I'm talking based on my own career because that is what I do. So I think technology has changed the world entirely, from knowing how to use a computer, it's just the simple, and technology does not mean you have to go deep. Technology is just what you see around you. It's just like taking a plastic, turning it into something else. You don't really need to do much. It's what you see around you and you just use and make it better. Don't just throw it away. Bring it in and think of ways of how to not just waste it and just use it better way. So technology has gone a long way, and the internet has changed the world entirely, and we're all adopting and adjusting to that.
Thank you very much, Dan, for sharing.
Thank you, Dan. And when Dan was talking, it's crossed my mind that one of the problems we face in our country here in Nigeria is especially electricity. So when he mentioned alternative energy source, I really picked on that, because if I remember then in the 90s when we had this bioenergy program, but maybe because the information and the awareness was not much, it didn't yield much. So with what you are saying on ICT and collaboration and the fast spread of information among people all over the world, maybe we'll be able to harness resources with other professionals, and then see that at least in a creative society, as you are saying, people can have access to at least electricity. That's one of our major problems here in Nigeria. Thank you, Dan. And Kingsley is back. Kingsley, you are welcome.
Thank you.
So how are you doing over there?
I'm fine.
Sorry, the connectivity wasn't very good, but we are glad that you are able to join us again.
Yes, thank you.
It's all right. Kingsley, before I come to you, I'll move to Anas. I was going to ask Anas. Anas, you have a lot of experience. You were once a student union leader. Your experiences are vast in ministerial sector. And then as well, you are involved in charity and youth empowerment. We would like to know, you have very wide activities. So from this, your backgrounds, what do you think we can improve to achieve a creative society?
Ciao, welcome, and I'm very much grateful for the opportunity to speak in this forum. I believe the more we sit down together to discuss on issues like this and to project how the future will look like if we come together to bring about the solutions to the problems that is bedeviling the society, I think the better for us and our future generations. My experience on creative society, the moment I heard about creative society, the first thing that comes to my mind was a course we undertook when we were undergraduate, that is creative writing. And creative writing, you will be asked to sit down and imagine how a certain situation will be. Maybe a scene in a hospital or a scene of an accident or whatever, just an imagination. And here we are speaking about something that is not here, but considering the situation on ground and what we expect, what we foresee, what we project, and what we hope to take place or to happen. My own experience as someone who lives in Nigeria, particularly in the north, and in the core north, we call Sokoto, and which recently banditry attacks and criminality, terrorism is almost taking over some parts of our places, especially the rural communities. I think there is need to try to understand that the first thing to envisage for a society is peace. A society that is free from crime, insecurity has no place, regional crises, religious crises, tribal wars, and all sorts of criminalities. There is no way our prisons are being stuffed, cases of criminality every day in the courts and in the villages. Villagers are being attacked on daily basis, on weekly basis, every time, and the bandits are going scot-free without any hope in sight. I think where there is peace, where there is no peace, there is no peace of mind. That's one of it, and I think as Dan spoke about, that technology has a very big role to play. Kidnappings and all this are all cause of all happening in our society because we are not paying much attention to the technology. Using technology, we will be able to trace where are these kidnappers calling from. And even before we meet them with the ransom they may demand, technology may nab them, but we are not taking advantage of that, even though we are in the 21st century. So all this, I think, is something that we have to take a look into and try to imagine how possible will bring in the government or whatever authority concerned, let it swing into action. Because the moment I cannot travel to my village because I am afraid of what might happen to me along the way, I think there will come a time when to even log into Zoom and connect Mr. Osajie from Dubai, connect with my former teacher, Mr. Kano Eleke, it won't be possible for us because there is no peace in the land. Thank you so much, sir. I will stop here before I come back for a second round.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Anas. This is very important what you are saying. Totally agree with you. If we consider ourselves well advanced society and developed with modern technologies, then we should not have such things as as violence, like you said, kidnappings, and all these things. We also have on our streams we have topics of no violence in the family and society. So if any of our viewers or any of our today's guests you want to discuss also this topic further, please let us know. Send us emails you will see in the description of this video, and we will mention also in the end. Thank you very much once again, Anas. Just one more thing I want to ask Kingsley. Since you are a teacher, yes, right now on the screen, you can see 8 foundations of the creative society. We will discuss it a little bit later. I wanted also to ask Anas some questions. Can we please see on the screen again our main view?
Hello, is the forum open for me to speak?
Just
Yes,
one second. We are just some technical matters. Yeah. So since Kingsley joined us, hello Kingsley, how are you today?
I'm fine.
As far as I know, you are a teacher as well as Kanu, right?
Yeah.
What are you? Yes, Kanu.
I said that makes the two of us. I mean, that makes the two of us, Kingsley and I.
Yes, understand.
What are you teaching, Kingsley?
Okay, I teach in the primary school, and I teach Arabic science and home economics. That's my areas of teaching. That's where I base on.
Science and economics.
Yes, home economics, religion, social studies, and Arabic science.
Oh,
That's
wow.
basic science, yes.
So many subjects at the same time. This is so nice. And you also mentioned that you are a writer.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you're writing some books on some specific topics?
Yes, like I'm writing about law of attraction. I'm also writing about Kuan Yin. I'm writing about and I'm writing a children's book currently. And I also have some articles I've written published though, and I have some many unpublished work too. So I write in all genres.
Okay, this is very interesting, and you're such a versatile person. This is so nice. And I actually wanted to ask you, since you're a teacher, so what can be improved in education process? I think you and Kanu should be expert in this. So Kingsley, what we can improve in education so that youth and adults, they will be more interested in studying and self-development. What we can do for this? Kingsley, are you with us? I think there is some internet difficulties. Kingsley, do you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I think there is some technical difficulties. Okay, let's wait until Kingsley will have a better internet connection. Then, meanwhile, just one more question I wanted to ask you. Can you please describe such a society where people will, in practice, live in comfortably, secure, when people will wake up happy and will go to bed happy, Can you please describe such a society, how it will look in practice, how we can build it?
Okay. If you have a safe and happy environment, trust me, everything will go very, very well, because you wake up without feeling any pressure or any problems. You just wake up and know that, oh, I need to go to point A, I need to go to the supermarket to this place, and you go safe and come back. Just like how Mr. Anna said that for the fact that insurgency has taken over our country right now, people can't even live safe. You don't even sleep well anymore. You can't even go to your village anymore because a lot of things are just not in place. So yes, if there's a safe environment, it will bring a lot of impact. Trust me, even productivity itself, the thinking, the mind will be at rest. So if you have a safe, happy environment, we will not even be where we are today. So and how can you keep a safe environment? Trust me, number one, welfare of the people. Welfare of the people is very important. If you have good welfare for people, they will be happy. You have jobs for people, they will be happy. You have housing for people, you have transportation, they will be happy. So it's just little amenity. When you have the basic amenities for people, the society will be very happy. And we all have to come together and do this. Sorry to say, like in our country where the government has failed us for a long time, now most youths in Nigeria, and I'm sure Anas can attest to that because he has been in that position where he's a student leader. So here there's something we call ALLATRA. So they push, they fight for students, they fight for people, they fight for human beings because let the right thing be done. So, and he was a leader, and for him to carry students on his shoulder, he knows how it is, where it pains the student and what is meant to be done. Because in school, as simple as tribalism is it causes a lot of problems in school. So he knows how he has interacted with a lot of students. He has Igbos, he has Yorubas, he has Hausas, he has Kanuris, all under him, and he has to fight for them. So he knows what he has fought through for him to even endure his tenure. So here in our country now, the truth is all the youths now, we are coming together to have one voice, regardless of your religion, regardless of your ethnicity. Let's just come and be Nigerians. When we start by becoming Nigerians first, then trust me, we'll have a happy society. Because if I see Mr. Kanu or Mr. Anas, I don't look at their ethnicity or their religion. I look at them as Nigerians first. I don't, like you, Mr. Sergin, I don't look at you like a person with a white skin. I look at you as a human being. I want to look at you as a human being who can all change the world together. But as long as we bring in divisions here and there, we'll just keep on fighting each other. There will be no peace anymore. No matter how hard we try to, we will not achieve that peace. Because we look at each other as enemies. So yes, we just need to look at ourselves as human beings first, and then add values to our life, and we'll have a safe and happy environment. And in a happy environment, there's always prosperity. Thank you.
That's beautiful words what you are saying. And then thank you very much for that. And it's really inspiring, you know. And I wanted to ask you also, like, what each of us can do, no matter if I live in the village, no matter if I live in the big city or somewhere in the desert, you know, what each of us can do to become a better person, what we can do now, what we can do today to become a better person already by the end of the day or by tomorrow, what we can do in our families, in our societies to make a better place, what we can do today to make it a better place for our kids and for our families already for tomorrow. What each of us can do.
I think the first thing is taking responsibility. The first thing all of us should do is become responsible for our actions. Don't look for the next person to blame for whatever wrong that has happened. Take responsibility first. When we all take responsibility, then that means you know that, oh, it's my fault at this, let me try to fix it. Not waiting for someone else to fix it. So we'll start by taking responsibility. And when we now take responsibility, the next one we're going to do is finding solutions. When you find solutions to those problems which you've identified by taking responsibility, you look for those solutions, those alternatives, and on how to take them. Now, let me just give you an example. Now, you have a book and you don't have a pen. There's no way you are going to write in that book. So if you know you need a book, try finding a pen first. When you find a pen, you know that, okay, I can now get the book. So let's identify the problems and then find alternatives. And then after that, then we'll go to the applications. And by the time you apply, everything is now fine. So everything works for the best.
Thank you, Dan. That's quite really inspiring. It's inspiring, Osajie, don't you think so?
This is so inspiring, you know. With each answer, I want to say so much, but then our live stream will take so long. Really, we need guys. We really need to do something with our today's society. You know, it's just not fitting in my mind that in today's so developed world that we are so proud of, that we are such a developed humanity. But how come we still have, you know, these situations that Dan and us discuss? And how come we have people who don't have even the proper supplies for schools, who don't have normal drinking water, food? Come on, it's not, you know, there is so much to say, but I think I will give floor to you, Kanu, because otherwise our discussion will take so much time.
Thank you. Actually, there is. And, you know, when Dan was talking, something just crossed my mind. When we were in school then, they said to us, one of the famous quotes, that we don't think what we can do just for ourselves, we should think what we can do for our society, our country. And Anas, fortunately, Anas, you did some creative writing. So you've had time to imagine, you know, what type of society, ideal society you really would like to be happy in, you and your loved ones. So Anas, I'm coming back to you now, and I'm asking you, what do you think? What commitments do you think we need to put in place so that it's no longer a creative society in mind, but now a creative society that we can have in reality?
For another round of opportunity to speak here. I think I want to believe that we have to first and almost set an agenda, set some goals. These are the problems, and these are the ways to achieving the problem. Let all the stakeholders, all the scholars, educationists, let them come together, deliberate on it. Let them agree on, yes, this way, if followed by the special grace of the Almighty, we will land or will reach the promised land. When this is done, the second part is to bring on board committed people who are responsible for driving us to that promised land. That means, I say, the leaders who continue to take over, but at least there should be some set of people, because someone who is not a leader has someone who is not a leader has a very minimal role to play. I can control myself, you can control yourself. I can speak for humanity, you can speak for humanity. All of us here in this meeting can speak for humanity, because we all know what humanity is supposed to mean. But other people out there, we don't have total control over them, and they're supposed to have some people who would have that control over them, and who would definitely take over that control without being compromised, or at best being a part of them. I want to say that, let's say, for instance, they say jack of all trades is a master of none. We can't, if problems are much a burden over us, there is problem of electricity, we don't have electricity. There is problem of water scarcity, no potable water supply, no roads, education is that it's minimal quality. So all these, now the problems are being compounding over us, and we want to tackle all of it. Can we at a time? Maybe we can't. Then let us have 1, 2, 3, 1 to 1. Let us focus on it over a period of some years, while the other subjects or the other aspects are being touched little by little. But this one, we want to see that before the end of 2023, there is no problem of electricity in this country or in this region or in this state. Let's have those committed personalities who will take over it. When this is done, try those 3 years or 4 years. Can we tackle electricity? If you couldn't in these 3 years, then let us look at it. Is our module, that is the design, what we have, the agenda we set, is it where the problem lies, or that those who are handling the module are not doing it very well? If those who are doing it, those who are supposed to drive us, are the ones who are not doing it very well, then we change them. If it is the module, then we touch it, we sit down again and deliberate on it. Now we have tried this thing for 3 years, for 4 years, and it is not yielding result. Where is the problem? We have to sit down again. But as I said earlier, all this cannot happen until we have committed people wanting or hoping that yes, inshallah, by the grace of God, in the next so time, even if we didn't benefit from the program or from the agenda, our future generation will benefit from it. So until this, but now in our country, a poor man who is below average, he has no access to electricity, no access to potable water supply, no access to roads, no access to education. In fact, no even access to security, to even go to his farm and farm it, to till the land and bring and harvest crops at the end of the bumper season. He can't do it. So where is the humanity and where is the peace of mind? Actually, definitely, he will just come to the world after 50, 60 years. He will go back to where he comes from. No achievement, nothing. Just because of the greedy of some few. The elites, the educationists are not willing to come together like we come here to find a solution. The leaders are not willing to come together to find a lasting solution that will be there for every one of us. Thank you so much, sir.
It's all right. At least, Anna's commitment is your keyword. Now, you studied the English language in your school days. Now, it's all about language. It's all about communication. I would just want to ask you this last question on this. What do you think we need to do? Because getting personalities, getting the right people into the right places needs awareness. And even not just awareness, it needs individual taking responsibility, individuals that have taken responsibility to do the right thing. So how do you think we can spread this awareness? How important is it that we should, mention things about this creative society in our conversation with our friends, conversation with people and all that? So how do you think we can use your knowledge of communication to achieve this?
Exactly. To some extent, we said that a journey of miles starts with a feet. So I want to say that, I want to understand, I want to believe that this is just a beginning. By engaging people, all these large world global organizations started from the idea of 1 or 2 or 3 people. And from there, it will grow. You will see that there is a branch, or there is a headquarters in New York, but all over the world, it is operating. And you will see that they have a certain goal, a certain agenda that will be trying bit by bit, small by small, until it gets its target. I want to say that it is our individual responsibility to look into how can we contribute to making awareness, to bringing people on board this agenda, this certain agenda. Let everyone who has a similar idea or a like mind, someone, let him come on board. Let us have people across countries, across regions, across states, across local governments, across villages, one by one, little by little, small by small, time to time. We will reach a certain time where the awareness will
Is it Nas's connection? I think we lost him. Do we hear him, Kanu? Or is it maybe my internet?
No, I think he has a connection difficulty. I can't hear him too.
Okay. Well, thanks anyway to Anas for such a great words. I think now we can move to 8 foundations of the creative society. I totally agree with what Anas said, that we should make it our goal. Once we make creative society our goal, then step by step we can come to our goal. And it really should be we really should want it. Like, you know, like some people are so much hungry for business and success and these things. So we should really be also this motivated to change what we have now without any fight, without any revolutions, but step by step, small improvements, do something, unite together is one big family. So I really think that that's what we should do. Please let's see on the screen on Allatraunites website were added 8 foundations of the creative society, 8 pillars of the creative society. So now you can see on the screen. This is what I'd like to discuss with you now. So as you can see, just one moment. I will name these foundations so that we can discuss it more precise. So a human is the fundamental unit of society. Humanity is one big family, and that's how it should be. First of all, the first foundation is human life, human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society. So now you can see it on your screen. Then can you please choose one of the foundations, which of course all of them are important, but from your opinion, can you choose one of them and we can maybe discuss?
I think human life. I'll go with human life.
Okay. Now you can see the description on the screen as well. Human life is the highest value. Life of any human has to be protected as one's own. The goal of society is to ensure and guarantee the value of each human's life. There is not and never can there be anything else more valuable than a human's life. If one human is valuable, then all people are valuable. So maybe you can comment on them. What do you think about this foundation? Should it be really first foundation in our creative society of the future?
Okay, thank you. Human life. Human life. I picked this because life is very important. But in our today's can you hear me? But in our today's society, okay, human life is important. But in our today's society, we don't even have regard for human life anymore. It's all about selfish interest. So now let me start. When they say human life, you didn't even create this life to start with. So the least you can do is just value that life. Human life is not even valued to the extent that even people themselves don't even value their own lives. Because if you even see what people do, how they just live carelessly, you wonder, like, do you even know how important this life is? Do you even know why you are even a human being to even start with? Do you even know your purpose in this life? So I think as human beings, human life, let's start by even knowing the purpose. That's why I mentioned responsibility the first time. Take responsibility for every action you do. Now, human lives are not even, as the topic said, the human life has the highest value. So now, let's look at that, the highest value, because today, in Nigeria and even the world entirely, all we see is crisis everywhere. People killing each other. People fighting each other because there's no regard for life anymore. We are just angry. We are just being wicked to each other. So we need to just start by valuing this life first. Just like other faiths have it that there's a judgment at the end. One day there will be a judgment on every action you do in this life. So always know that life is very important. Life is meant to be cherished. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is not meant to be destroyed. Life is not meant to be joked with. Just know that life is one of the most important things you have. Because the day someone stops breathing or you stop breathing, that is the end. Where do you go from there? What happens after you are not here? You now imagine how people just go and kill someone. You go to a house and kill the father of that house or kill the parents. Do you even think how the children will survive? Do you even know how the lineage is going to survive? Do you even understand the importance of that single life you have taken? So human life is very, very important. And even us as human beings, we should also know how to use that life to impact in our society, in this same creative society. If every human being can just add one importance to the society, a lot is going to change. Just know that as a human being, your own single action alone can change a lot in the world. So just take your life and just add, just do one important thing in this society we are in, just one. And then imagine another 2 billion people adding one stuff to this society. A lot is going to change. So instead of us focusing on the negativity of life, let's try and just impact positively. Just one objective. Use your life to just say, do you know what? I just want to use my own life to just show one example. Then imagine other billions of people doing the same. The society is going to be safe. Humanity is going to be safe. The life is going to be enjoyed. The world will not even suffer. Like during this whole COVID pandemic, I was reading that after like a month of this whole lockdown, the environment itself recovered naturally because human activities have reduced, because human beings just kept on destroying and destroying the environment. But with this whole lockdown, with this whole pandemic, I think one positive thing that life and nature has achieved is recovery. So human life is very important. We should cherish human life and also use it to just add impact. Just do one thing for the society and if you change a lot.
Thank you very much. Then beautiful words indeed. We are 8 billions of people who are sitting and just complaining and doing nothing. And if we really unite as one family, and as you said, and as Anas was saying, if we step by step, slowly start doing some improvements, then everything will change. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. It's all about commitment, taking responsibility for the life we live, and not just the life that we shouldn't destroy others people's life. We should also not destroy ours. We should learn to value the life. If we value our life, we'll value the life of others. So, Anas, you saw the foundations. Could you describe to us, which of these foundations vibrates in you?
Okay, I have to do it on my own.
Maybe we can see on the screen. Just one second.
I thought
so Anas can choose
Okay.
one foundation. Just a second. Maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Wait.
Well, I think I can choose one, and that is a value for humanity. I don't know if it is one of our foundations. Or human freedom. Is it the one you are talking about?
Human freedom. Yeah, we have human freedom.
Yeah, this.
Okay,
You can see now on the screen we have human life, human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society.
Maybe I can discuss this on equality. Let me give it a push.
Go ahead.
Number 7, justice and equality. Shall I?
Yes, go ahead, Anas. We are listening.
Okay, sir. Justice and equality are something that's intertwined, and where there is justice, there must be equality. Where there is equality, justice should always be there. What is meant for this is supposed to be meant for that. And in an ideal society, we ought to understand that although fingers are not equal, but justice is for all. And that is why you see the logo of a court or a symbol of a court is a blind woman holding is it an axe or something like that, a cutlass, trying to cut up anyone who contravened with the law of justice, law of the land. All what is happening in the world today, everything, all the problems we have been discussing here are caused by injustice, inequality, and some people will be there at the helm of affairs, and we don't do justice to one another. Some people are better than other people. The world today is like an animal farm. All people are equal, but some people are better than the other. A rich is a rich person, and a poor is a poor person. But the moment we start to have a world where a rich is becoming richer by day and a poor is becoming poorer by day, then the problem begins to arise. We can't have a just society whereby someone can spend millions, hundreds of thousands of naira or dollars or whatever.
Sorry, Anas, can you unmute your mic? We can't hear you. Can you unmute your mic, Anas?
Okay. Okay.
No, you have muted it. Unmute it. Thank you.
Okay,
That's
okay.
good.
What? Okay. So I should go ahead now, right?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Good. What I'm trying to say here is we need to have an ideal society where everyone is willingly to do justice to one another. Husband is willing to be just to his wife. A father is willing to be just to his children. Neighbor is willing to be just to another neighbor. Co-worker is willing to treat his co-worker with equality and justice. Leaders are willing to treat their masses with all sorts of justice and equality. The moment inequality begins to occur, this one is a son of a president or son of a governor or son of an elite. As such, he will have some favoritism. Then we begin to push ourselves into more trouble. Some criminals are into criminality not because they want to be there, but due to injustice meted on them by the society. You will see one person, his parents have been killed, his siblings are also killed, his house is burnt down, his farm is burnt down, his cattle are being carried away. So he was left alone. He's left alone in this world. So even for the sake of revenge, You will see, if they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So before you know it, he engages himself into criminality, and he will do more harm to the society than good. He will go and maim in the name of revenge, because nobody is there to tell him that this what you are trying to do is not good, and you're supposed to be a good person. And even if someone is trying to make him understand, he will not understand, because the society is looking, the society is watching, the society is seeing, as at the time the society is meeting injustice on him, and nobody is willing to say anything. Nobody is willing to save him. Nobody is even willing to say, even, please come here, please be patient, sorry, come with me, sit down with me. He is just left wandering in the Sahara. So all this, although I'm not trying to bring an escape for criminality, but these are one of the reasons. Sociologists will say more on this. And finally, I want to say that it begins by us. Our president here in Nigeria, the current president, brings about a slogan, a campaign slogan, which says, "Change begins with me." That means I am an agent of change. I'm supposed to be the change myself. I can't go to my office and be cheating on my messengers, laborers, and co-workers, and at the same time call on someone bigger than me that he is cheating on me. This is not good at all. Let me be a good ambassador. Let me be a good leader on my own right. Let me be a just person. So when I become a good man, a good somebody, someone will just look at me and he will become a good as well. Another person is looking at me. Before you know it, I will become a role model. And every one of us is becoming a role model. And before you know it, the society is becoming a more just society, not an egalitarian one, or where there is no injustice and peace. I hope I'm communicating and I'm being understood.
Yes, you communicated, Anas, and I think I love that slogan. Change begins with me. Change begins with all of us individuals, and that was, I think, what Dan was also saying. That the moment we realize that we can contribute, life has been given to us to make a contribution. Once we can make one positive contribution to the society, it's like a ripple. It spreads, and you can imagine if it's like Osajie say, 8 billion people in the world. Out of 8 billion people, let's just say that 1 billion are doing the right thing. You can imagine how the world would be. Thank you for that contribution, Anas. Thank you.
Thank you, Anas. Yes, Kanu, very, very well said, and thank you very much, Anas, for. I would want also just to summarize what Anas was saying. Just read the description that we have of the seventh foundation of justice and equality, just to wrap up our today's conversation. You can see it on the screen right now. So all natural resources belong to humans and are fairly distributed among all people. Monopolization of resources and their irrational use is prohibited. These resources are fairly distributed among the citizens of the entire earth. A human is guaranteed employment if he or she so desires. Pay for an identical position, specialty, or profession should be the same all over the world. Everyone has the right to private property and income, however, within the limits of the individual's capitalization amount set by the society. So, thank you once again, Nas. Thank you once again, Dan, for such an amazing conversation today. It was really great, and thank you very much, dear viewers, for watching us. And the final question that we always ask all our guests, so Dan and Anas, would you like to live in a creative society?
Yes, I would love to live in a creative society.
Amazing. And you, Anas, would you like to live in the creative society?
Anas, unmute your phone. Yes, your mic is muted, Anas.
Okay.
Yes, Anas.
So
would you like to live in a creative society?
Exactly, sir. Very much. I do like it so much, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, then let's go build it.
That's good.
Kanu, what about you? Would you like to?
Sajai, I am inspired by what I have heard, the discussion we've had, listening to all of us, the two young men. A society where there is peace, a society where people take responsibility, where people know that change begins with them, and that when we make contribute just one positive aspect to the growth of society, everything changes. So yes, I want to live in such a society where there is security, there is peace, people love one another, and people assist one another, help one another, and everybody is comfortable. Well, thank you all. I must say to all of you for today's conversation. It's been very wonderful. I would also want to remind you that if you or your friends, want to participate in our live conversation, please, you can send an email to info@allatraunites.com. And you can also join creative projects of the ALLATRA International Movement, public movement. If you want to do so, please, you can visit our website, ALLATRAunites.com, where you will see a red button, join. And all you need to do is to fill a short and easy form. And as well, you can also go to ALLATRA website so that you can explore further information about the 8 foundations of the Creative Society. And then you can also participate in conversation on ALLATRA Radio. Yeah, we have ALLATRA Radio. Or you can send your ideas of Creative Society to info@allatraunites.com. Thank you, gentlemen, once again.
Thank you very much, Kanu. Thank you once again, Anas and Dan. And it was really a great conversation. So please, dear viewers, share our video, comment, leave your views of the Creative Society, how you want it to be under this video. Please share our videos using 2 hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag Allatraunites. And as you can see now as well on the screen, our emails and contacts and the hashtags that you can share our videos. So please, as Dan was saying today, as Anas was saying, as we all spoke today, guys, we are 8 billion of people. Let's not just sit and wait for a miracle to happen. If we will not start working, if we will not step by step make some good improvements in our communities, in our families, in ourselves, if we don't start with ourselves, then nothing will change. Tomorrow will be the same as today, but maybe even worse. So guys, let's make some action. Please, Dan, Anas, and our viewers, please invite your friends, relatives, share our videos, invite to our conversations. If you have anyone who are interested in such a discussions, if you have any specific topic that you would like to discuss about Creative Society, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. And thank you once again, viewers. Thank you, Kanu, Dan, and Anas, and see you soon on ALLATRA TV Africa. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
And bye.
Bye.